It's the end of the year, which means it's time for a monthly update. Hey, I'm Ben Price. Thanks so much for joining me again for a monthly update. This one for the end of the year. December's monthly update also marks the yearly update, and we'll go over a few things at the end of the video. But for now, all of the things that happened in December. At the beginning of the month, I finished up a cruise contract with Virgin. I was on the Valiant Lady. I started in November, ended in December, and had, I think, 10 days, because I left on the 11th. On board. It was a great way to finish off the cruise contracts for a year because I was working with people that I know. They knew my show, I knew them really well, so it was a nice way to finish out the cruises in 2024. Unfortunately, when I got back home, Tori and I were ousted from our apartment. We loved this place. We were planning on staying for 3-ish years, and we were there for just over 1 year. The landlords want to move back in, so we had to move out. They gave us till February 1st. Unfortunately, I'm gone all of January, so Tori got to work finding a place. Luckily, we found this place, which is the exact same setup and in the same building as our previous apartment. So we just moved down 10 floors. We've lost all of our sun and the view of the mountains, but other than that, things are good. It's the exact same setup. It's a tiny bit smaller, but it could be worse. We could have had to have moved into another building and rented a U-Haul and all of that. We just had to come down a few floors in the elevator to move all of our things. My parents came down to give us a hand. We were able to move a few things during the beginning of the month, so could be worse, but not ideal. But we have a roof over our head. 22 roofs over our head to be exact, because we're in an apartment building. If you're anything like my family, December marks Christmas time, and we celebrated with a family dinner. We played games. We had a family photo done. It was a viral family photo. If you're on the TikToks, you've seen this thing where you get into a box, you take a picture, and then you put them all together like you're all in a box. And I will show you that picture. You're here somewhere, you can see it. It was really fun. We had a good time doing it. It turned out way better than I thought it would, and surprisingly, a lot easier to get my grandma and my cousin into a box than I thought it would be. I thought they would give me some grief, but no. Grandma tossed her walker, ran into the box, smiled, looks absolutely adorable, and nailed the photo. Well, it is kind of a holiday. I was still working a bit. I had a few corporate events. Some of them were corporate events that I have done in the past. Some of them are new clients. I always love performing in and around Calgary because there's nothing like doing a show and then coming home to your own bed. A lot of people do that every day at work. They go to work and come to their home. I don't have that luxury. I always am sleeping in someone else's bed. Well, not someone else's bed, just a bed that they give me for the day. And it was nice to do a few corporate events around the holidays in and around Calgary for some wonderful companies. I hope to be seeing them again next year. Because of the move, Tori and I didn't get to go to Banff this year. We usually go to Banff or Canmore around the holidays just to spend a few days together. We didn't get to do that. One of the things we really missed was high tea. We always go for a high tea around the holidays in Banff or Jasper at the fancy hotel. Luckily, because we got engaged this year, our friends gifted us a gift certificate for high tea at a place here in Calgary. We went to that. It was delicious. It was right across the street from our apartment, and it was surprisingly very, very good and really fancy. It was French, and it was more food than we had ever been given at a high tea before. We had to bring some home, and we ate it the next day. I took some home to my family. It was really good. So it was called the Black Sheep, right? Mm-hmm. It's called the Black Sheep. If you're ever in Calgary and you like a high tea, or you just want to stop in for a quick pastry or a coffee or a tea, stop in at the Black Sheep. It's on 17th. It's delicious. If you follow me on social media, you probably realize I am not the best at using social media. I don't post anything because I always feel like I don't have the right content. So this year, Tori and I challenged ourselves to do 12 days of content on social media. And if you're following Tori and I, you will know, she's flipping me off behind the camera. You wouldn't know that. You would know that I held up my end of the bargain. I did 12 days of magic tricks leading up to Christmas. I did 12 new magic tricks every day. I'll probably show you some of them here. 12 new magic tricks for the holidays leading up to Christmas and posted once a day. And it was a resounding success. Not viral videos by any means, but I did get a few bits of engagement here and there, and it was a nice challenge for me, especially being on holiday. I wasn't working, so I had a lot of time on my hands to be able to figure out what tricks to do and how to do them properly for social media. So if you haven't seen them, check them out. They're all on Instagram. You can give them a like or comment here and there. Really quickly, before we wrap up the video, a few things to highlight throughout the year. Some of them I've probably mentioned in other monthly updates, but I feel like they're important and worth mentioning here just before we wrap up the year. One, Tori and I got engaged. I asked, she said yes, it worked out. Congrats to both of us. Two, our friends Tennille and Tom also got engaged. Copycats. But congratulations to both of them. Looking forward to celebrating and planning wedding things with both of them as we move through the year. Our weddings, it seems like, are going to be within months of one another. So if you know both of us, get ready for wedding season 2026. 3, if you like bagels and you live in Red Deer, Alberta, or the surrounding area, this update's for you. Courtney and Zach, two of our good friends, opened up a bagel shop called Booyah Bagels in Red Deer. It's one of the most successful bagel shops in southern Alberta. It sells out every day, so you gotta get up at the crack of dawn if you want these bagels, and trust me, it's worth it. But congratulations to both of them. Really cool thing that happened this year for them. 4, our friends Alexa and Jarek bought a house. I have not seen it yet, so I don't know if it's nice or not, but I'm sure it is. Congratulations to both of them for purchasing a house, filling it with 2 really cool dogs that, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of sad I'm not touching them at this very moment. 5, my sister was accepted into 3 of Canada's top academic institutions, post-secondary institutions. She decided not to attend. She's taking some time off and she'll go back when the time is right, but incredibly proud of her for getting into 3 schools that I could only dream of going to. 6, this one's about this lovely lady behind the camera there. She won't come over here because she's been moving all day and probably feels like she looks like garbage. She doesn't. She looks beautiful, but she won't come over here. She is killing it in the social media game for 2 of Calgary's top companies. 2025 is going to be another awesome year for her. Can't wait to see what she has in store. Finally, my mom and my dad started renovating their basement. It has looked the same since I was born, so congratulations to them for actually painting a wall and getting a new couch. These things have, the couch that was in there before was from 1982. Pretty sure it was pulled out of a dumpster or something when they moved in there together. It's probably not true, but it was an old couch. Congrats to them for not murdering one another as they renovate their basement. That brings us to the end of the month. Thanks again for joining me for another monthly update. If you do celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, whatever else you're celebrating, I hope you had a good holiday season. Have a great new year, and we will see you, my favorite joke, next year.